As soon as I see the one, I will start. Um, Hello, it's me, Royce Marie Patton, aka Asmarath, or Intuitive Azzy over on King, or as you may or may not know, you will after this, may not know me as, you will. General nuisance. I have the official documentation right here. Made it myself, so can't get more valid than that. That's one of my little things that I want to do because it's so fucking stupid. It needs to happen. Now, today I'm here just for Chief Michael J. Wynn of the Pittsfield Police Department. This is a letter I have just composed. I will be sending it to him, that certified snail mail with the return receipt. I have a little collection of them started over here because they don't get back to me unless I make them get back to me. So there's some. I can almost start my own uh, return email. I mean, return snail mail tarot deck. Um, but whatever. You may have already started reading. Dear Michael, I'm having some concerns about your response to my inquiry about the citizen's complaint form I filled out on December 26, 2019. I'd like to discuss it with you as soon as possible. My first concern, though, is about your ability. See, I don't edit. Is about your whatever. Um, Ability to manage your front desk officers. Oh, I got a though there. Okay, I'll let it go then. For some strange reason, they keep hanging up on me. The first one you already know about because I also filled out a public records request form on December 26, 2019. The second hang up is here in one of my other YouTube videos, and please feel free to go and listen to it. Um, since I had to wait 6 months before hearing back from the first phone call situation, I now know to record them and upload them to my YouTube channel here. General nuisance. So, ooh, I'm still getting used to this. Now, if you go here, and I do like the b.link, uh, civilian aspect is what I call it. That is another phone call with other officers. They passed me around. Um, but they did tell me, as you'll see, let me just stick to the script here because it is a letter from Michael after all. So, whatever with you guys, this is all for Michael. Um, Now, if you go here, b.link, well, b.link, you could fucking read it. Um, you'll hear one of your officers clearly tell me that the Public Records Bureau is a civilian aspect of the department and that the police don't have anything to do with it. Yet, for some strange reason, your signature is on the response letter I got from the Public Records Bureau. Oh, let me whip that out for you guys. Yeah, right. And for Michael. And for Michael. This, oh, the Public Records Bureau. Yeah. Uh, Professionalism, ethics, integrity, sensitivity, and accountability. I think I'm going to look into suing for false advertising as well, because I haven't gotten any of that yet. But right there it is. Chief Chief Michael J. Wynn. There, there it is. I keep wanting to talk to my little square over here, even though I know that the camera is there. So let me just whip out his. I did put his little thing in there. Um, and that's Michael's letter. Let me keep going. I'll keep going. Hang on. So yeah, yeah, his signature is on the letter from the Public Records Bureau. I am confused, and that is why I called back. I wanted it clarified that the Public Records Bureau was, in fact, a civilian aspect of the department, because if the police have nothing to do with it, why would your signature be on my letter from that department? I just wanted a simple explanation. Maybe after they review the calls, they need to get you to sign off on the paperwork or something. I don't know how you work things down there, but I do know that they are not working very well at all because instead of explaining why your signature was on my letter from the Public Records Bureau, the officer acted nervous, anxious, and confused after I told him why I was calling. He seemed too afraid to continue our conversation, and instead of passing me along to a supervisor or someone else who could answer what I at that time thought was a very simple question, he abruptly ended the conversation with another fucking hang up. Gosh, that's how you treat your civilians. I can't wait to hear how you treat your criminals. And I'm ordained. I want to throw that up in there too. Yes, I am. Okay, so where the hell was I? Yes. Yes, it was extremely suspicious behavior. Yes, let's talk about that. I know my little fucking pointer leaves a yellow circle. Sorry about that, but I got to keep my eyes, grandma eyes. Okay. Suspicious behavior. If a civilian that you guys went to a call for acted like he did, it would be deemed suspicious. So I'm suspicious. And it did trigger more memories of the domestic terrorist that tortured me back in North Adams. A brief glimpse of some of what I went through is on page 6 of my citizen's complaint form, which Chief Michael J. Wynn apparently did not even bother to read, or else why would he assume it was okay to respond in the exact same way as a letter, um, well, as my public request form? If that was a phone call, whatever. Um, I will say though, the last officer was a lot more respectful. Yeah, he didn't yell at me, so that was good because that makes me go a little. But he still had absolutely no phone manners whatsoever. Maybe you should incorporate a how to answer the phone and communicate respectfully and responsibly to concerned citizens instead of acting like immature teenage boys that just got caught humping their pillow by grandma class. Just so you know, I'd like to teach that class. So let me know if it's in your $11.5 million budget. Okay? Because I can't imagine what you'd actually be doing with all of that cash. Hopefully, learning how to read and comprehend a simple letter or one of those forms you make everyone fill out just so they can be ignored for 6 months or longer, depending on how they get back at you. Um, because you sent me the exact same letter in response to my inquiry about my citizen's complaint form that the Public Records Bureau sent me in response to my public records request form. These are two completely different incidents. One was a phone call where a young officer, I have named Yippity McGee because I don't know his real name, for some strange reason, he thought it was okay to tell me I didn't have a right to protest. But after a little clarification on my part, he then told me I had to pay for the privilege to speak my mind by purchasing a permit. And even though I let him know, according to the ACLU and their documents about freedom of speech, and my right to protest, no, I didn't need a permit. And another officer eventually told me I didn't. So I don't do abusive men. It hits a nerve. So when Yippity hung up on me, instead of helping me like a police officer should or is supposed to do, I printed out my rights from the ACLU website and drove right down to the police station. I was so fast the cop looked at his watch and said with a surprised shock covering his entire face, "Wow, that was quick." And I'm quite sure he'll remember that remark. My response was simple. Yes, I've played this game before. I apologize for my ignorance. I thought the police were supposed to be trained and educated on civilian rights. How can you possibly protect and serve or even enforce the law if you don't know what it is? I would think that the police would have to know what a civilian's basic rights are, especially the constitutional rights. I mean, you seem to know when we have a right to remain silent and a right to an attorney. Are those the only rights you're taught before you're given badges and guns and then turned loose on society? Whatever, Michael. You are obviously just another corrupt piece of shit, useless, of course, unless, unless I had something else written there, unless, of course, you're just completely ignorant to the law. Then you're just most definitely unfit to be chief of police. You can't even respond to something as simple as a citizen's complaint form. 6 months, Michael. 6 fucking months for you to make a photocopy of another document that was supposed to be coming from another department that's supposed to not have anything to do with the police. Fuck you, Michael. Fuck you. Let me start over. Oh, yeah, unfit to be chief of police. You can't even respond to something as simple as a citizen's complaint form. How do you know what my conversation was like with the two officers who verbally abused me in the lobby of the police station? I was not aware that all conversations in the police station lobby were being recorded. There's no notice on the door. There's no signage in the lobby. Is it illegal to record me without my knowledge, Michael? I'm going to look into that shit too. Okay. Um, I would like a copy of that recording for. Mm, mm, mm. Come on, get off of there. For my growing collections. Ooh, whatever with all of this. I don't know how to turn it off. Maybe that'll do it. I don't know what I did. Okay, I did it. See, I told you I'm still getting to know the buttons. Yes, I would like a copy of that recording from my growing collection of documents as well. Please and thank you. I would also like to know why you thought it was fair to get these two officers' side of the story, but not mine. I mean, yes, you do have my citizen's complaint form, but I have no idea what either of these two men could have possibly said to make it okay for them and you, um, um, that they could take gang up. They did. They ganged up on me. See, I'm already ahead of myself. I want to, bitch. I would, Michael. I want to sit in the same fucking room with you and have a chit chat. These officers side, not mine. I have no idea what either of these two men could have possibly said to make it okay for them to think that they could gang up on me like that over something as simple as my constitutional right to freedom of speech and my ability to protest. I want to know how that conversation went. It is not okay to try to take a citizen's rights away. Like I've said, I don't care if they tried taking my rights away while they were doing a little song and dance. The fact that they tried is the problem. And since you seem to be completely unaware of that, um, that's also a problem. A big, big problem. Maybe I should start calling you Chief P.O.S., as in piece of shit. Because thus far, the only thing you've proven yourself to be is a corrupt, heartless, piece of shit scumbag who is so intellectually ill equipped, reading, understanding, and responding to something as simple as a citizen's questions and complaint is too much for you to handle. How could you possibly deal with a more aggressive criminal type? You really need to learn how to do your job, or I will start doing it for you. I do hope I've made myself perfectly clear. I have already told a couple of counselors about my urges to blaze up a few cop cars and a couple of cops too, if they just happen to be standing by. And I did leave it on press 4 for prevent a crime at the police station. It is on somebody's answering machine. So Yeah, I've already bought the equipment. The equipment is here, Michael. First, I go to the gas station and I get some gas. Then I fill up this little tank. I may or may not spray paint it black. I may or may not put it in my backpack. I don't know. I haven't really decided which way I'm going to handle this if you don't do your job. Um, so all you do is once you put the gas in there and you pump it up so it's got a lot of good pressure, and of course my hosey hose will be attached, and then I just walk by. I don't even need to do a drive by. I will casually walk by. I'm not going to run. I'm actually going to probably be leaving my business cards under little rocks or something by each and every one. I don't know what I'm going to have time to do, but you will most definitely know that it's me doing it. I've already checked your doors. They're fucked up. Someone like me can really hurt you. You know I can lock you in there, right? But whatever. So yes, I've got my equipment. I don't exactly have my mindset on what I'm gonna do, but I know I'm going to be ready to do it if I should happen to snap. So let me continue. So I'm blazing up some cops and some cop cars, perhaps, and maybe. Of course, I could just be a crazy white lady talking shit. You don't even know. Um, but counselors know it, the thought has crossed my mind. So I bought the equipment. I figure, hell, I tried telling the proper authorities, aka you, Michael, a peaceful protest. That didn't get me anywhere. The Berkshire Eagle won't even report on that shit. Corrupt. This whole fucking town. Discussing it at a town meeting. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Nobody cares. I even told the FBI and so on and so on and so on. But despite all the evidence I have, nobody will do a damn thing. So now I will. So let's see what happens. Either I get a shit ton of media um, publicity here to make you guys look like the scumbags that you truly are, and then maybe some concerned citizens, because citizens don't get concerned. Excuse me, choking on that one. Yeah, I'm gonna get a drink of water. Okay, there's the number roller. So, yeah, peaceful protest discussing in a town meeting. Told the FBI, oh, everybody knows, nobody cares, nobody fucking gives a shit. Despite the fact that this goes all the way back to the domestic terrorism bullshit in North Adams, where to this very day, women are still being habitually raped by people like this. It's called accomplice. Ooh, and I froze up again. This is why I meditate. But whatever, I'm trying to keep my cool. I'm trying to keep my cool. But when I get frazzled, the electronics around me get a little fucked up. I was just making sure it was still going. So, yes, I will be sending this particular letter, and I have sent them other letters as well, and links and whatnot. So this letter will be getting sent to the FBI as well, because I'm going to want the entire world to watch me, an ordained, gentle-natured, loving, caring, spiritually gifted person, all about the positivity. I'm actually a certified activist for positive change. And yes, I have, and I maybe, yes, uh, all about the positivity, such as myself. I want to go on. Let me stick to the script. Turn into a one woman war machine. And that's woman artist ranting because I'm very creative. Each burnt little cop car will be a sculpture to me. When the, oh, counselor, counselor, okay, let's go there. Yeah. When the counselor asked me about what if it's a good cop I burn? I was actually walking up and down the aisles in Marshalls when she was talking to me. I was not at home, and I didn't have my head. Everybody heard. Everybody heard. I think at least a half a dozen times. I'm just gonna fucking go burn up some cops. Oh my goodness. I needed to get it out though. It had to be said. Oh, so yeah, when she said, "What if it's a good cop I burn?" Like, that's possible. I laughed. There's no such thing as a good cop. All right. Um, yes. Um, Chief Michael J. Wynn, or Chief P.O.S., has made it perfectly clear that there is no such thing. There is no such thing when the chief of police will not do a damn thing, but actually contributes to the fucking problem. This all started December 26th, and all anybody ever had to do was stop POA and their bullshit corruption. That's all they ever had to do. The police never needed to get involved. They never, this didn't need to happen. I would have preferred it not to happen. Then my shit wouldn't be in the forefront of my brain, fucking with my head. So now it's just fucking on until I decide it's over. And I did let the therapist know there will be no jail time for me either, because I do have a little surprise um, at the end of the day, uh, if I ever do get surrounded by cops after burning up their cop cars, and who knows how many of them, because it's going to be kind of simple. Because all of those protesters, if they really wanted to make some waves, instead of allowing police to abuse them on the protest line, all they need to do is have that first line of protesters have one of these little suckers with them, you know, and then all they got to do is spray, just spray, and then get the fuck out of the way, because you don't want any fire getting back to this tank, because you'll go boom. But spray, get the fuck out of the way. Second line of people, blast off some Roman fucking candles, okay? Or just some Mazel Tov cocktails. That'll get the real fire going. That's how you clean up some fucking. That's how you fucking clean up a rancid parasite nest. Fire. You don't need a gun, okay? But whatever with that. One bullet at a time. I don't care how fast they come out. If it's just one bullet, flame. You guys, you could be making catapults back of the line there. Just what? All this stuff is in Home Depot. Catapult shit is just out in the fucking woods. Whatever, people. All right, let me just, a tangent. Okay, yes. Um, yeah, there's no such thing as a good cop. This is why there's no such thing as a good cop. Because you might be a good person when you go in. You might have high, lofty hopes about protecting and serving and community justice and all this goody goody shit, but that's not gonna get you there. See, I just keep getting these things now. So I don't know how to turn them off. I'm going to try to scoot me around. I'm going to pause for a second. There. I scooted me over a little bit. It still popped up over there. Whatever with that. So yes, the cop thing. No such thing as a good cop, because they will either quit because they see how disgusting it is and they don't want to be part of it, or they will get fired because the dirty, dirty fuckers that are already infested the police are not going to want some goody goody fucking up their game. So you're going to have to go. And the only other option is you slowly but surely turn into one of them yourself. How? By being like Michael here and turning a blind-eyed, heartless, uncaring eye to the obvious. He knows I'm a victim, and he is choosing by his own free will to side with corrupt bullshit instead of doing his job protecting, serving, and upholding the law. This is a personal choice Chief Michael J. Wynn is making and has made. So yes, there's no such thing as a good cop. So it doesn't matter which one of you I fucking burn. It's still going to be a positive thing for the world overall. One less parasite to do shit to somebody else as you have done to me. It's a good thing. So, yeah, Michael, I'm gonna fuck you up some kind of way, either legally or physically, and you get to choose that too, honey. So, please straighten shit out. Straighten shit out because if you don't, I have absolutely nothing to lose. As I explained to the counselor, I am over 50. I'm at the beginning stages of menopause. All my children are grown and gone. I don't have my store to paint and putter in. I've got absolutely nothing to lose. I mean, yeah, right now I'm making pretty good money sitting here at home doing my dealing, as I like to call it. It's a good gig. It's great, and I love helping people, so it's fun for me as well. Um, but I don't care enough about money to want to stay around to churn it out. Um, I would much rather be in my little store painting and puttering and doing positive things for the people. But you don't want that, so fuck you all. Yeah, I want some answers, Michael, and I want some fucking justice, and I want it fucking fast. Please and thank you. Sincerely, Royce Marie Patton, aka General Nuisance. P.S. I also still want Bonnie Demers, Anna Serrano, and Joe Reeves arrested for corporate corruption, and I still want 351 North Street too. So hurry up and wrap that shit up for me, will ya? And this, me reading this letter and uploading it to my YouTube channel. Oh, sorry, you can't see me. That portion right there. I will hit the pause and get it uploaded. And once it has a nice, cute little link, I think I'm going to call it Chief POS. And I'll put it right there so you can just clickety click that simple little link in and go right to my YouTube channel where you can listen to me read this to you, Michael. Bye bye.